All you folks out there in Camberland, this is old Colonel Wingnuts. Now I'm a hydraulic, two-legged musical delivery system that's organized to pump you, educate you, and undulate you at the same time. Notice I'm doing a few things at once here, and so I don't look up at your face all the time. Because your face isn't represented in that camera at all. It's just a hard cold camera, and I know you're laying back there in the side, eating Fritos and sitting sunk into your soft chair and all that. Well, I'm on a hard chair, and I gotta stay moving here. I gotta keep it all together. College of the Redwoods instructor. I'm a guy who teaches astronomy, meteorology, and that kind of thing. So if you find a few inordinate number of astronomical metaphors and universal parallels and cosmic sides in my talk, well, that's the reason why. I'm also kind of an experiment in educational pompology. My job is to talk about science as well as making music at the same time. Now, you know mathematics and science is all tied up together with music as well as it is anyway. In the numbers and in the rhythm. All that stuff's all around you anyway. You got cosmic rays buzzing through your guts right now, whether you know about it or not. So you might as well just dig it, and dig it in a frame of mind that's going to make it stick in your brain a little bit too. Astronomically speaking, we're in kind of a lonely position here on Earth, especially if scales are kept in mind. You know, on the right kind of scale, everything disappears. Now, what scale am I talking about when I talk about stuff like that? Well, a scale like this. If you reduce the sun to the size of an orange, what would the Earth be doing? Well, the Earth would be a grain of sand about 30 feet away. Look across your living room into the kitchen. That grain of sand laying next to the cat dish is the Earth. Now, if you make a little wet, you put a little moisture on it, that'll represent the oceans. And if there's a virus sticking to the side of that dampness, why, that'd be a human being. That'd be you and I. Now, we have a very high opinion of ourselves, but that's the real scale of things. That virus, that orange, and that piece of sand. I wonder where the next orange is. Well, the next orange, the next star, that is, the next orange is an orange in the market in downtown Denver. Now, if you were traveling a virus between oranges, you'd have quite a bit of shuffling to do ahead of you, right? kind of a mobile virus, just clinging to the rind of this water planet that's about a third out from the sun. In fact, we're mostly water, which just reflects where we came from. Old Mother Ocean right outside. That's that dampness on the sand grain right next to the catfish. And as one bag of water to another, it's kindly allow old Colonel Wingnuts to remind you of a rumor that's been going around that human beings were invented by water so that water could move itself around interesting situations instead of hanging out all day in the local ocean and that kind of thing. It's kind of a nasty idea, but there it is. Now, as a musician, I know that I can talk about anything. Songs sell mostly talking about love and talking about getting free and all that stuff. But selling doesn't make a good song, it just makes a popular one. And I don't think there's been enough energy put into doing songs that involve science, using science metaphors, doing things like that. That's my own personal experiment. I'm not funded by anybody, and I don't answer to anybody except my own integrity. So here's a little item you might enjoy. It's a love song, that sells, combined with a few meteorological metaphors, and that may sell. Who knows? It's a tune called Cumulus of Love.
Watch you as you passed out of sight. I used to hope for you late into the night. I slept and dreamt of home I couldn't seem to write. But now I see you here, clothing in a muss, mosaics in your eyes, all composed of us. And I wonder, when did it show? This feeling maybe grow, this ebb and then this flow, love. You never done me wrong, and you never done me right. You never stayed to surrender, you never stayed to fight. You left me with sadness, and you left me with delight. And with an easy grace, you passed me by. Left no anesthetic there in any of our goodbyes. But it was nothing you could know about how my love things go. I'm just a passing cameo of love. I'd see you again. I used to wonder how, I used to wonder when. My days were filled with ache, and my heart was in my pen. Then one day you came to me, trembling in your smile. Came up close and told me that you've been loving me all this while. Well, I guess I should have known. This way this wind has blown, this rhythm and this tone. Love. Long for you to the limits of my sight. I keep a fire lit against the gathering night. I'd open up for you, and I guess I did it right. 'Cause now I don't care, 'cause now I see that sweet and special way that we look at we. And I wonder, what's the fuss? There's not much to discuss. It's just a simple cumulus love.
I think you understand a little bit what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the emotions that flood through you unexpected. You don't know where they're from. It might be from your lover's gland. It might be from chemicals. It might be from some food you ate. It might be some kind of psychic weather that's going by with fronts and thunderstorms and isobars and the whole thing. Satellites don't take a picture of that. There ain't no camera made that can do stuff like that, not even Carillion photography, which is mostly dependent on the water moisture in your skin. But the metaphor still holds true. There are a lot of powerful things inside your brain, inside your heart, all locked up. It doesn't mean science knows anything about them. It doesn't mean they're empirically understandable. It just means that people notice them, can't help but talk about them, think about them, sing about them. And then one day they'll learn how to measure. Won't make them any the less or any the more because of that. I'm 38 years old. When I was born, there was only 2 billion people on the earth. Now that I'm halfway through my life, according to the insurance companies, that is, there's more than twice as many people. There's over 4.4 billion people. And by the time I get around dying, it looks like there's going to be about 8 or 9 billion people. That's a whole lot of people, let me tell you. It means that everybody, that all the lines you have been waiting in, well, they're going to be twice as long. The lines for the restaurants, the rock music tickets, and the lines in the book in the library, the lines at the deli. there's only one person standing there. Think about that kind of thing. I think what a chance I missed. I wish I was born 30 years later. That way I would be 8 years old. That'd be nice. And what I'm grieved about missing is going out into space. I know the whole generation, there's going to be a whole generation of people going to move right off this planet. Some of them never going to come back, either deliberately or accidentally. And maybe someday when I'll be an old man, rocking on the old rocking chair, grabbing a fly, sitting on my front porch, I might look up at the moon and see the crescent moon hanging there, and in the dark of the moon I'll see the lights of electric cities there. I'll know that next my son or my daughter or his son or his daughter is up there having a good time, weighing only 30 pounds. Now there's a weight loss program that's par excellence. No diet pills, no. None of that stuff is going to really do it like pumping off to the moon. If you want to lose 5, 6 of your weight, ladies and gentlemen, why, we're going to put you right on a crater Copernicus, right up the top there, and you're going to prance around like you were an ostrich. Now, you won't have to be wearing that suit and all that stuff. That's all for the explorers and pioneers and all that stuff. We're going to dome in a crater, have a nice big glass dome over the crater, fill it all with air, get a lot of plants in there. I mean, all kinds of plants, too. Legal and illegal plants. It's a whole different world, you know. You can make all kinds of plants that you want. And all the plants will grow so much bigger because they won't have all that gravity to deal with all the time. It'll be kind of a bizarre thing. It'll be literally like a whole other world, which is the whole idea in the first place. Well, it grieves me that I'll miss all that, and I'll be 70 or 80 years old by the time I stop making tanks and guns and planes and everything and start putting it into where it should be going, like feeding everybody, educating everybody, and sending a select few off the planet. We'll be left here with this planet that we've got. The ones who made kind of a mess out of it. We'll have plenty to do just cleaning it up and getting it organized and getting everybody from fighting each other, stop them from fighting each other, and get everybody educated and make use of the people we got already. Or if there's one thing we got, ladies and gentlemen, it's people. There's just a billion of them. Someday, a little jug band tune.
Well, someday no one will find you, honey. Someday you're gonna find me. right. Someday I know I'm gonna find you. Yeah, one day I'm gonna be there. Living in the country, the man in town. I don't mind looking 'cause I know you're around. Yeah, don't you know I'm gonna find you? Don't you know you're gonna find me? Someday I know I'm gonna save you, honey, and someday you're gonna save me, that's right. Someday I know I'm gonna save you, honey, yeah, we're all gonna be saved. Saved from going home alone at night, saved from waking up with no love inside. Oh, don't you know I'm gonna save you, honey? Don't you know you're gonna save me?
Thank you for letting me sashay into your living room like this. Even though I'm just electronic image, even though I'm just a few electrons impinging on your brain, I hope that I'll leave you with a few smiles, a residue of sticky thoughts lying around in your mind after this electronic image of mine fades away. There's different ways to learn things. Don't have to be sitting in a classroom all the time studying the books. Different ways to get insights into the universe. Don't make them any the less valid when you talk about nuclear physics and you have music in it too. Einstein played the violin. He was a one-man band as far as upsetting the physics of the world he was born into. That's all right. And I want you to know that there'll be further experiments along this line when I get get my symbiotic chops together.